having to come back and do it all over again. We do not want that to happen. So we want the interest of justice to be protected. This is not an absolute right that we get as the public. It is a balancing act between public access and understanding and knowledge and learning from the general public, from the citizens of that county, that state, that city, versus protecting the constitutional rights of the accused. Authorization may be revoked at any time without prior notice when, in the discretion of the court, it appears that audiovisual coverage is interfering in any way with the proper administration of justice. So this is how we affect the situation. Team World, can social media do anything to make them prohibit cameras? The answer to that is emphatically yes. One of the major reasons Judge Boyce in this Vallow Daybell case removed cameras and audio visual stuff from the courtroom. He's still allowing recordings, and those recordings are being released later. Way less people are watching them. It's just so boring and hard to follow, and you can't even tell who's talking. You can't watch demeanor, facial expressions, people on the witness stand. So the reason that in the Vallow Daybell case, it got in the way of the interest of justice is because people were brutal. They were convicting those defendants before the trial started. They were commenting on the makeup, the appearance, the smiles, the laugh. That's a guilty laugh. Look at, she whispers something in her lawyer's ear. Look at the way he looks there. She looks here. Camera zooming in on her face. And the court just had enough. Those were literally some of the facts brought to the court. And the court basically had enough. They do not want to poison the jury pool. They do not want to disparage people that are presumed innocent until found guilty. And so that's why cameras were booted. Let's read the second paragraph. The presiding judge may, at his or her discretion, limit, restrict, or prohibit audio-visual coverage at any proceeding. Any decision regarding audiovisual coverage is not subject to appellate review, which is very interesting that it's not subject to appellate review. So what we need to do together as a community, let's be a voice of reason. Let's go into this presuming him innocent, looking at the evidence that's hopefully public, watching these hearings. Vicky, I think people have a right to watch justice. I 100% agree with you. And that's why we want to watch it. We want to watch justice unfold. We want to watch the system. We want to understand the process together. We all may have friends, family members of or ourselves going through civil or criminal cases at some point in our life. It should not be a daunting task. We have no clue how it works. And this is one of the reasons why we can understand how it works. And yes, Bodie said law channels have the strongest lawyers that fight cameras in the courtroom. Actually, I mean, mainstream media has got some pretty high-powered lawyers as well. But the point is they will fight it just like they fought it in Vallow Daybell. But if the court feels it's crossed the line, it's over, and they can boot him. So let's look at this case objectively. If there's a piece of evidence that makes him seem more guilty and is relevant and tends to prove or disprove his guilt, let's talk about it. This is going to be bad for him. This is going to be good for him. The defense lawyers may make this argument. The prosecutor may make this argument. He's got a connection to this person or not that person. Though I'm not saying we can't talk about the case. I'm not saying we can't speculate. I'm not saying we can't guess. I'm not saying we can't be potential jurors looking at this case. And if we were a juror, what would this make us think? I don't think the court cares about that. I think what the court cares about is personal attacks, jumping to judgment, crucifying people publicly, having people come after his family or his friends or his former employers or former professors or classmates or whatever. That's what we want to avoid.